Let's try that again. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm so excited you are joining me tonight. It's my favorite night of the week. And I know I say that every week, but it is true. I love coming live to craft with you. It's one of the favorite parts of my business, besides actually crafting together in person, which with COVID restrictions still isn't possible in a lot of locations. So, this is the next best thing. So, tonight I have two cards for you, and I hope you love them. I'm channeling thoughts of spring and summer as the weather is starting to get nicer here in the Hamilton, Ontario area. We had sunshine and it was plus 18 degrees today, so it's just fabulous. So I hope you like the projects I have in store. I'm going to flip the camera around and let's go ahead and get started. All right. So as always, if you are joining, be sure to share the video because I will do a draw for the projects we're going to make tonight. Last week, I made 2 projects, which of course I don't have in front of me. And I will be getting those out to one lucky winner. And I don't have the name in front of me, so I apologize, but I will be contacting you by messenger and letting you know that your prize is on the way. If I don't have your address, I will get those details. So share the video and you'll be entered to win the cards I'm going to make with you tonight. So I have 2 cards that I'm going to make, and I wanted to use the Dragonfly Garden stamp set. So this is one that is in the mini catalog, pardon me, which is still active. It's good until June, and it's a great stamp set to really channel in those thoughts of spring and summer and all of the warmer weather that's coming. And it comes with or it can come if you buy the bundle with a coordinating Dragonfly Punch. Thanks, Michelle. So we're going to use both tonight. And let's go ahead and do the first project. So I have one already made with a sample, and then the other I'm doing kind of on the fly. So this is the first one we're going to make tonight. And I love the colors. They're not really traditional dragonfly colors, but I thought they were super fun. And the card layout is actually inspired by Tamara Bertram. I've changed it up from her colors and the papers she's used, but the overall layout was something that I had seen her do. So thank you, Tamara, for the inspiration. So let's start by getting our supplies. So I am using basic white as our base. It is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to fold that in half to be a A2 size card, which is 4.25 by 5.5. And I'm just using my bone folder to give that a nice crisp edge. I like having that edge because it just helps the card lie flat when you send it. The next thing we need is a layer of Flirty Flamingo. And this piece is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And we're going to attach that using our Stampin' Seal. It's going to go right on our base. Like so. And then we have another layer of basic white. This time we are at 4 3/4 inches by 3.5, and it too is going to get attached right to our base. And because I've cut this piece 1/4 inch smaller than our Flirty Flamingo, it's going to give us a nice 1/8 of an inch border, where our Flirty Flamingo layer was actually cut 1/2 inch smaller to give us 1/4 inch border all the way around. So on top of that, we have 2 additional layers. So again, we're back to the Flirty Flamingo because it ties in with our DSP that we're using. And this piece is 4 3/4 by 2 inches. So to attach that. And this piece is going to get attached right in the middle, and it's going to match end to end with the layer of basic white here. So just attach that. And then our DSP is 4 3/4 by 1 7/8. Hi Sylvia, thanks for joining. And we're just going to attach that. And I want to say this is the Artistry in Blooms Designer Series paper. I will confirm that and post it in the comments after the video. Thanks for sharing, Sonia. I appreciate it. So now that we've got that assembled, we can actually move on to our stamping. So I just have a scrap of basic white, and we're going to pull in 2 punches for this project. The first is the 2 1/4 inch punch. And I'm just going to punch my circle first, and then I'm going to keep that scrap because we're going to use that for our dandelion. So on our circle, we're going to pull in this image from the stamp set. And I realized I didn't clean it after I used it, so I'm going to find my chamois. And let's give that a good clean because I'm going to put that in Flirty Flamingo ink, and I really don't want the black transferring. All right, so now I have my Flirty Flamingo ink, and I don't need to ink the whole image because I'm really only using the top portion. So I'm just going to put that in my ink pad, and I do want to stamp this off not once, but twice. And then we're going to stamp that towards the right side of the circle, just to give it that hint of flower in the background. The next thing we want to do is pull in our gorgeous grape ink, and this again coordinates with the Designer Series paper. And for this one I am using the You Are an Inspiration, which does come in the stamp set. You also have For a True Friend, May Good Things Grow All Year Long, and Thank You for Your Kindness. So you could really use any of those sentiments. So I'm going to ink this up in the gorgeous grape. And I'm going to stamp it across the bottom. And because it's a darker color than the Flirty Flamingo, it is going to pop. It's not going to be impeded by the design element in the behind, or in behind. I'm going to use that grape again, so I'm just going to leave it out and clean my stamp. I'm going to pull in the dragonfly. So you'll notice in the stamp set there are 2 dragonflies. One has more of a solid body, one is more just an outline that you could color. So we are actually using the more solid body, but either would work, and they both work with the punch. And I'm going to stamp that on that extra scrap in the gorgeous grape. So I just want to make sure he's inked up really well. And we're going to stamp that right down. Isn't he beautiful? So pretty. I love the vibrant purple. It's just such a great color. And then I want to give the wings some color. So I'm going to grab a Flirty Flamingo light blend, which is this one here. And I'm just going to fill in the wings. You can choose to do this, or you can leave them as is. Or you could certainly color them other colors as you see fit. I just like to tie everything together. Super cute. And then we're going to use our Dragonfly Punch, and we're going to use obviously the larger size. It is a dual punch, so it does have the little guy on there as well, and it's going to punch at the same time. But because I'm using a scrap, I'm not too concerned about wasting that image. So then I like to put my punches upside down so that I can line it up perfectly, and then just give it a squeeze, and out pops our dragonfly. And we're going to attach that to our card using Stampin' Dimensionals, but we want to attach our circle first. So we'll grab our dimensionals. Peel off our backs. And then this is going to go on the DSP off to the left, off to the right, excuse me. Just give it a good push, and then we want to position our dragonfly so that it's not blocking the sentiment, but it can overlap the flowers a little bit. So I know that the right wing is going to be on top of that label. So I'm going to put one dimensional there. And then on the left wing, it's hanging off the circle, but I want it to be supported. And because we've popped the circle off, we're going to double up our dimensionals on this side. So I'm going to put one on first, peel off the back. I'm going to put another one right on top and peel off the back again. And now we can attach that to our card. And he's going to be supported. So there's no wobble there. So that's super cute as is, but of course we want to make it extra cute, which is where these little Ladybug Trinkets come in. Like, how cute are these? These little brass ladybugs. They fit perfectly on a glue dot, which is how we're going to attach it to the card, but I want to add some color to it. So here's a fun tip for you. If you use our Stampin' Blends, you can actually color on the ladybug. So I did try it with the Flirty Flamingo first, both the light and the dark, because I wanted to make sure that the color was cohesive between all of the layers, but it didn't really show up. So I'm using a light melon mambo, and I'm just gonna hold him by one of the legs, and I'm just gonna color right on top of the trinket where that shell would be on a ladybug. Just to give it some color. It's not drastic, but it's enough that you would notice that it has a pinkish tinge to it. So if I pick that up, so now you can see that it has super cute little color as opposed to a non-colored one. How cute is that? Love it. So we're gonna attach that to the card. I'm going to get rid of that one. Pull in the glue dots. So as I said, glue dots are the perfect way to attach them. So as you can see, the ladybug fits perfectly on that glue dot. I'm just going to lift it off the tape. And we're going to stick it on our label. And there we have our first card using the Dragonfly Garden stamp set. How fun is that? I love it. So, so cute. I'm gonna close up my ink because I'm gonna stick my fist in it otherwise. I'm gonna clean my stamps, and then we're gonna move on to card number 2. Hi, Debbie. Is everybody off to a good week so far? I know it's Monday. We all adjusted to the time change. I really struggled this time. I don't know why. I think I mentioned it last week that I was struggling, and it actually took me pretty much the full week to adjust. I feel fine now, and that's a good thing. All right, so there's my stamps clean. So what I wanted to do for the next card was to use a very similar idea, but just change it up ever so slightly. So again, I'm starting with basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half to become an A2 at 5.5 by 4.25. But this time I am going to use Mango Melody, which I love. I love orange, for those of you that don't know that. Absolutely love the color orange. It's not a normal color that people gravitate to, but I like it. My bridesmaids' dresses were actually an orange when we got married. Now, we did get married Thanksgiving Sunday, so it worked, but yeah, they were orange. And this piece of Mango Melody is the same measurements as our Flirty Flamingo, so it's 5 inches by 4 3/4 inches, and I've attached that right to our base once again. But this time what I'm doing is I am going to use 3 panels vertically across instead of the layer horizontally. So these pieces of basic white measure 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And you can see that when they're layered on there, they fit perfectly across, leaving an 1/8 of an inch border between all the pieces. So what I like to do when I'm attaching these is start with one of the sides, get it positioned, and then you can move on to attach the rest. We'll do left, center, there we go, and our last piece. And so we're going to use the same designer series paper pack, which again I believe is Artistry in Bloom, and we're actually using the reverse side of what we used on the first card, which was that beautiful gorgeous grape, Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo colors, but we're using the back, which is the Mango Melody, and it is Melon Mambo, but I believe it looks more Flirty Flamingo as the pink is more ombre, and it creates kind of this sunset kind of look with this paper, which is why I really liked it. But before I attach those pieces of DSP, I want to pull off the one that's going to be on my left side, and we're going to pull in this image once again, and we're going to stamp it this time in Memento. Ink that up, and more of this image will be on the paper, so I'm going to ink the whole thing just to make sure I don't cut any of it off. And I'm going to stamp that right on top of the DSP. So it looks like our flowers in the foreground of a beautiful sunset starting to happen in the background. Like, how pretty is that? So now we can attach that to our base, and again, just with our seal. And this piece is, I want to say 1 5/8, 1 3/8 by 3 3/8, 3 3/8. I had to think about that for a second. So I like that. And I think on this middle piece, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to stagger it so it's a little bit lower on the DSP. So it's like we're in a field of flowers. Oh, I love how this is coming together. So pretty. Well, of course, I have to do it on the last one too. Thanks, Cora. Isn't it pretty? I am really happy with this. And I have to admit, I've had this designer series paper for a long time. It was actually part of my paper share last June. And this is the first time I'm using it. And I'm really regretting that I haven't used it sooner. I will be doing a paper share for the new annual catalog that comes out in May. Stay tuned for details on that because I will be posting it shortly. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? Yay! Okay. You know when you create things and it just comes together and you're not sure if it is going to when you're thinking about it? As I said, I didn't create a sample for this one. It was just kind of a, hey, let's try changing the layout a little bit. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming together. So pretty. It's almost pretty enough to leave just like that. But of course, I want to do some stamping, some more stamping. So again, I just have a scrap of basic white. And now we're going to do the same thing we've done here. So we're going to use the Circle Punch and the Dragonfly Punch. But obviously we're going to change up the color. So I'm going to grab, should I stamp in Mango or should I stamp in Flirty? Let's see. This is the mango. I need to clean my stamp. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. All right, so we've got our mango, so let's punch that out. And on this one, let's change the greeting and let's go, thank you for your kindness. Oops. Sticking to my fingers. I'm going to grab a new block. Mini, mini, mo. I'm going to stamp the greeting in Memento. So this is my black. Again, right across the bottom there. Pretty. Ooh, I'm liking this. So pretty. So we're going to attach that to the card with dimensionals. Peeling off our back. So I'm going to put that right in between the two panels. Like that. And then we're going to stamp our dragonfly, and I'm going to stamp it this time in the Memento. So I've inked up that body really well. We're going to stamp him on our paper. And then I'm going to pull in this image, which could be flowers, but it could also be a watercolor wing, which is how we're going to use it. And I'm going to use the mango, but I am going to stamp off at least once. Yeah, just once. And it's going to go on the wings. And it's okay if it doesn't line up properly, because it is meant to look like a watercolor. How pretty is that? Cora says now she wants to go play with that stamp set. Well, if you do, Cora, make sure you post your pictures in our VIP group so we can all see them. And of course, I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to this one, which it smudges the black a little bit, but it's going to add some sparkle to our dragonfly. And now I'm going to use our punch once again. So upside down to line it up, give it a squeeze. It pops our dragonfly. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did on the previous card, where we're going to put one wing on our circle. Oh my gosh, how pretty is that? And then we're going to put two dimensionals on the side that is going to be off the card, or sorry, off the circle. So it's going to be this side. And just creating that little stack to give it the extra support. Get that lined up. So pretty. Look at that. I'm absolutely in love with that card. It's just so pretty. Now the question becomes, do I add a ladybug, or do I add some bling, or do I leave it as is? What are your thoughts? You tell me. Let me see. What have I got for bling? Blingy blingy. Need some bling. Oh my gosh, I can't find my rhinestones. It's tragic. There they are. Rhinestones, no rhinestones. Thoughts? So pretty. Let's see. Let's go. My sleeves are getting in the way of everything. Let's see. I can always take it off if I don't like it. Bling. Bling or no bling? You know me, I like the bling, so I think it's going to stay. So I'm just going to push those down a little bit harder. So there we have it. 2 cards using similar design idea, same sort of dimensions, but we've changed it up, and I really do like that paper. And let me confirm the name. Hang on. So it was Artistry Blooms. I was close. And here are some of the other pieces. So you can see I only have a little bit left. So this is one sheet. This is the second sheet. We have the beautiful blue purple ombres. And we have some of that, and then some more of those. Just beautiful bright colors. So super fun to use. I'm really, really liking this one, and in fact I think I will probably order more of this designer series paper just for this sunset look. Like, I really, really like that and how that came together. All right, I'm gonna come back over and talk to you for a minute.
Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference.
That's not what I meant to do. Anyways, thank you so much for joining. I'm glad you spend your Monday evenings with me. It really is the highlight of my week. So thank you for that. I do have upcoming classes coming up. April Card Club registration closes on the 7th, so there's still time to get in. For April, we are using the Pretty Perennials stamp set and dies. There's no need to necessarily buy them. The designs are such that you can adapt pieces that you do have, but that's the bundle I'll be using when I design the projects. I have actually shared a sneak peek, so if you have followed me on social media, you've probably seen that. I don't think I have it close by to show you. No, I don't. But you're going to love them. They're so bright and colorful. You're going to just absolutely adore them. So check that out. You can find the details on my website, www.inkspireme.com/cardclub. I also have a last chance workshop happening this weekend. So it will be on Facebook. I will be posting the details shortly and sending out an email with the link to the group. And I will be showcasing products that are going to be on the last chance retiring list. That comes out on Thursday. I'm excited because it means a new catalog is coming, but I am nervous to see what is retiring. Inevitably, there are always some of my favorites that are on that list. So I'm a little bit nervous to see which sets will be disappearing this year. The exciting thing is I get to make room for new stamps, because I don't know if you can see behind me, but my shelves are pretty full. I do have a sampler class also coming up in April. It's a decor piece, so it's a 9x9 piece that goes into a shadow box, and it will be spring themed so that you can leave it up for spring, and then there will be a summer and a fall and a winter following, so it's a series. And a Mother's Day class coming up. April 19th is the registration cutoff. So lots of things on the calendar. Be sure to check out my events at www.inkspireme.com/classes for all the details and to register for anything that maybe interests you. I do have a Stampin Bingo also on the books for June 5th. It's a Saturday evening. It will be held over Zoom. We'll play for 5 games of bingo, and there will be prizes and crafting, and we'll have a ton of fun. So I think that's everything for now. Be sure to check your emails because I will be sending out the last chance list as soon as it comes out. And I can tell you that some things have already sold out. So you've heard me talk about the in colors, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Purple Posy, Pretty Peacock, and Terracotta Tile. They retire for sure this year, and Rococo Rose cardstock is already sold out. So if you are looking to stock up on those in colors like Seaside Spray or Purple Posy, Pretty Peacock, or Terracotta Tile, get them now before the list comes out on Thursday, because I guarantee they will sell out fast. So I think that's everything. Thank you again for joining. If you're still with me, I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Have a great week, everybody.